Greetings, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Serving the Valley. It's a new TV series where we take a look at some outstanding service organizations right here in the Cedar Valley. And it's our hope that you watch this program and find it interesting and learn some new things about these service organizations. Maybe you want to join it. Maybe you want to give of your time, your talents, or to fiscally support these organizations. Today we put the focus on Boy Scouts of America and the Winnebago Council. And joining me here in the first segment is a father-son duo who are currently at summer camp right now, living in Mason City, but here in the area for summer camp. We have Tony and Jake County. Jake is going into 8th grade. And Tony, just tell about your story. How long have you been involved with Boy Scouts, and why is it something that you love, really passionate about?
Well, I've been a scout since 1st grade when we were able to join Scouts. Came all the way through the ranks as a youth, earned my Eagle Scout, and a couple years after college got back into Scouts. Became a Cub Master when my oldest boy became into Scouts, and I've been doing it all the way through ever since. So it's an awesome program in my opinion. Obviously, it's different events that we get to do and outdoor activities that we get to do. It's just a top-notch program to take young men and mold them into men.
Yeah, well, it's outstanding, and I'm sure it's very rewarding for you. Having been a scout yourself, now you have a son who's at that age. Probably a no-brainer for you to get your son involved with the Scouts. Yes,
without a doubt. You know, my oldest boy has already earned his Eagle, and this is my youngest son coming through now, and so it's a family affair. You get everybody involved, sons and daughters, and moms and dads, and it's just a program that you just see a lot of different young men grow up through and see the leaders become. A shy little boy to a senior patrol leader is quite a thing to watch when it happens.
An outstanding service organization here, Boy Scouts of America. Jake, what's going on right now at summer camp? Someone who's maybe watching the show that has never been there before, how long is it? What do you do at summer camp?
It's 6 days, and you do all sorts of merit badges, and you get to go to the pool, mountain board, horseback riding, all sorts of things.
And is it something where you go with a lot of friends and meet new friends as well, or what is the experience like just bonding with new people that maybe you haven't met before?
You get to sit around the campfire and learn each other, like where you came from and stuff, and meet new friends from other troops and hang out with friends you usually don't hang out with during school in summer.
Outstanding. And I understand that you've taken some other trips related to Boy Scouts, New Mexico, Washington, D.C. Why is that fun to be able to travel and to have, family vacations where you are actively involved with Boy Scouts and doing a lot of things with nature and seeing the world?
It's fun to see like all sorts of different places you haven't been to. Like you get to see the mountains, you get to see the monuments, and like you get to do all sorts of things too there. Patch trading and climb mountains, and
you get to do a little bit of everything. That's outstanding. Well, when you talk about you had an older son who is also involved, and maybe share some of your experiences of trips that you've been on and different things that go into being a Boy Scout that someone might not know.
Well, with my oldest son, we went to the Boundary Waters up in Ely, Minnesota, and canoed up there for 10 days. We've been to the Felmont Scout Ranch. We'll be heading there again next year.
And that's in New Mexico?
Yep, that's in New Mexico. This will be my 3rd time going there. I was there with my oldest son, and Jake will be going with us next year. We've been to the Jamboree. Sorry about that.
Every 4 years?
Yep, we go to the Jamboree every 4 years. We've been there. And that's where we took our trip to Western Virginia. And so that was a really cool, the summit there is a brand new camp ranch that they've just built. So that was the first time anybody's been there. So that was, zip lines and all kinds of different things for the kids to do. So you're just, there's so many different things to do, and to see the scenery and the teamwork of camping and cooking and doing all your outdoor stuff that you have to do.
And you being from the Mason City Clear Lake area, I know there's a lot of scout presence there, but you're still connected with, you know, Cedar Falls, Waterloo, and doing things. Why is it great for the community for scouting, whether it's an Eagle Scout project or whether it's just service projects? Why is Boy Scouts of America outstanding for the communities that they serve?
Well, I mean, each community has their troops. Every boy has to do so many service hours for each one of his ranks. We've had boys go into the food banks and help with the food banks, whether it be sorting out food. We had one boy do a project where they went in and repainted some of the rooms and stuff and built shelves for the food banks. We've had kids go out to Lime Creek and build what they call as bat houses, where the people go in and sit inside the houses and view birds. We've had boys work at Harmony Ranch, where they've helped build their horse arena that they had out there. So there's a lot of different things that the Scouts do with the communities.
Well, Jake, if someone is watching this show right now and they're thinking, maybe I want to go in Boy Scouts, why should they look into that and decide to become a Boy Scout?
You get to meet new friends, you get more friends by doing it, and you get to have a ton of fun with it too, doing all sorts of stuff you don't really get to do at home. Like astronomy, you get to stare in the stars and sit outside for a night. Mountain board, I don't think you can do that right in your backyard.
I can't in my backyard. Well, that's great. Well, I know that you have to run because you're going back to summer camp. You're camping out last night underneath the stars. Congratulations on all the badges that you've earned, and it'll be fun to watch you as you continue to grow throughout the Boy Scouts. You're doing a lot of great things, both of you, and thank you for sharing your story. And hopefully, again, it motivates some of our viewers to get involved with Boy Scouts of America. Thank you very much. We'll be back with two new guests here on Serving the Valley, focusing on Boy Scouts of America. Right after this, you're watching Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
Are you tired of wondering what you'll find when you open your cable bill each month? We don't think it should be a surprise. Switch to CFU Cable and Internet Service for the best value every day for every customer. CFU Cable brings you a huge HD lineup, and our all-fiber internet connection is always fast. You get reliable service and friendly local support. Call 268-5283 for free installation today from CFU, where every customer gets a great price.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Stand by. Welcome back to Serving the Valley. Today we're talking Boy Scouts of America, and we heard from a father-son duo who are currently at summer camp. And now joining me, a couple of Eagle Scouts on the set here. We have Ryan Geruso and Paul Impey. Ryan from Cedar Falls, who's now in his second year at West Point, and Paul Impey, executive board member with the Winnebago Council and Eagle Scout as well. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen, and I guess, Paul, we'll start with you. Tell us your story with Boy Scouts. How long does it go back, and why did you get involved, and why was it such a rewarding and continues to be a positive experience for you?
Well, I was a scout as a youth. I was not a Cub Scout, but I had somebody come visit us in elementary school and talked about Boy Scouts, and my parents weren't a big camping family, and they started talking about camping and all the outdoor experiences that you get, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I grew up not being a sports kid, and so that was my avenue. That was my extracurricular activity as I was growing up. And my parents did a lot to support me. Anything that I wanted to do with Scouts, they made it happen. And didn't force me to be an Eagle, like a lot of parents do. And I had to do it on my own, and I got to be an Eagle, and
And how old were you when you became an Eagle Scout?
I got to be an Eagle Scout right under the wire. I turned in my paperwork 3 days before I turned 18, and then you could get your award after that. But I was very, very tense, very tense. And there was 3 of us in the troop at the time that got it at the same time. So pretty exciting. We all got the award together.
And what was your Eagle Scout project, Paul?
I worked with the church that my family belonged to, and we went through and did. We went through and completely cleaned out all of the storage areas of the church, painted them, put in shelves, got rid of all the junk, and cleaned them up and made them more usable spaces.
Outstanding. So as an Eagle Scout, 18 years old, how has that helped you throughout your professional life and really shape you into the person you are today, Paul?
Well, I would say that the big thing is that the leadership opportunities that it gave you, it gave you responsibility at an early age, and it really gave you the ability to work with other people of your own age. And then also to work with adults and have adults work with you, and help you mold into the individual that you become. And as part of that, the Order of the Arrow gave you another opportunity to be involved, give you leadership roles, and to really help you become a leader.
And you saw the graphic on our screen talking about the many benefits. I mean, it's hard to list the types of benefits that you can get, but obviously becoming a leader, having that responsibility, and shaping you into the person you are today. Well, Ryan, a little bit younger than Paul, share your story. More recently an Eagle Scout, and now at West Point. Congratulations on that. When did you get involved, and what was the path you took?
It seems that this is a regular thing here. I joined in first grade.
Okay.
At the very first opportunity, and stuck with it throughout my time as a kid here in Cedar Falls, earning my Eagle when I was about 16.
Okay. And what was your Eagle project?
My Eagle project was building a fire pit out at the American Martyrs Retreat House north of Cedar Falls. And on the surface, that seems kind of easy. You just dig a hole and that's done. But when you imagine a high school kid planning how we're going to set and pour concrete, and then build a landscape blocks ring, and by the time we were done with it, I'm pretty proud that it looks pretty professional, despite the fact that a 16-year-old planned it.
Sure. And then what happened after Eagle Scouts for you, after you became an Eagle Scout at the age of 16, and where you are today? Well,
I would say that my experience highlights probably the best part of Boy Scouts and the toughest part to measure. And that is, earlier you heard about how the Boy Scouts are very involved in service as an organization. But what is really important is the service that you can't measure, and that's what they do outside of Boy Scouts. And so I was able to apply what I learned in scouting as a leader in my school or in other community organizations, and now as a soon-to-be military officer. The same things that I learned in scouting, that selfless service, that sense of duty, that's leadership and organization and personnel management, puts me strides ahead of my peers at West Point that didn't have those experiences.
Yeah, I'm sure just when you head and you look at that graphic again on your screen talking about all of that, it translates perfectly into a cadet at West Point and into leadership with
Precisely.
it. Just share again maybe some trips or favorite parts that you had. Obviously there's a lot of work that goes into it, but what was some of the fun parts of growing up in Cedar Falls and being involved with the Winnebago Council and Boy Scouts of America?
Well, here in Cedar Falls and with the Winnebago Council, we are very blessed to have one of the best scout camps, arguably in the entire country, right here north of Cedar Falls.
And why is that?
Well, Camp Ingowanis of the Winnebago Council has year-round horses, which is very unique, and it's also very large and has a large number of cabins, campsites, and other facilities that are available for use, not just during summer camp, but during all months of the year. So we were able to gain significant experiences, some incredible camping trips, and all we had to do was drive 20 minutes north of Cedar Falls, which was very nice. We also did some of the high adventure stuff. We also did a Boundary Waters trip. We had some scouts go out west. We had some scouts go to the Jamboree. But ultimately, it's the ability, I believe, that we were able to once a month get out of our regular life and go off and do something really cool, and then bring back those experiences and build on them.
Outstanding. And Paul, you're an executive board member and still very involved with the Winnebago Council. Why do you decide and choose to give of your time, talents to help out this younger generation and right here in our community?
Well, they always say that you know, when you become an Eagle Scout, that it's your obligation to give back, and some people do and some people don't. And it was such an important part of my growing up. And I grew up in a great family. There's a lot of kids that don't have the kind of parents that I had. But I really enjoy watching these youth grow up. And working with the Order of the Arrow again, I work with a little older youth. And when you know you've really made a connection when these, the youth that you work with, they've long passed the work that you've been doing with them. And then out of the clear blue one day they give you a call. There's a couple of them that one guy works in Virginia that I was really involved with, and whenever he's in town he calls me and we have breakfast. And you really make a connection, and it's that you don't know when you're working with a youth what that youth is going to be like, but you hope you make a difference. And I can see several youth that I've worked with that really, I think I've made a difference. I hope I've made a difference.
I'm sure you have, and it's very rewarding to hear back and see where they go throughout their life and how Boy Scouts of America has shaped that and your role with that. Only a couple minutes left in this segment, but if someone's watching this, maybe a father who has a first grade, second grader, or maybe a kid's watching this show, what would you say to them to encourage them to log on to the website, to give them a call, and just to find out more information and hopefully get involved on a path down scouting?
Well, I think what was said before is that scouting affords a youth opportunities that they wouldn't otherwise have. The high adventure that they talked about at Philmont, the northern tier up in Ely at the Boundary Waters, the Jamboree, there's nothing like it. And so if you're not a scout, you don't have those opportunities. And then aside from the great fun things that a scout can do, you also, like I said, that you have the leadership learning that you go through, and interacting with youth and adults, not just from your own council, but also from the state and the nation. And in the case of the Jamboree, you're interacting with youth from all over the world. So it's without scouts, I wouldn't have had a lot of the things that I had as a youth, and I think youth today can really benefit and have those experiences as well.
No doubt about it. And Ryan, in our final minute of this segment here, why will you continue to be actively involved with Scouts, and maybe down the road have a son of your age involved?
Well, very simply, I remember when I first joined my Boy Scout troop, there were 3 young men that were getting towards the end of their time in scouting, upwards in high school and Eagle Scouts, all 3. And they participated. And they made a difference because they were able to relate to us, the young scouts, better than the adult leaders could. And then when I got into high school and I got distracted, it was very easy for my parents to remind me, hey, remember Peter, Kyle, and Kurt? Those guys were there. You do the same thing.
Outstanding. And
so I've taken that lesson to heart. And I think that that's really what matters here, is putting forth some effort and giving back.
Well, thank you both for your service to the Boy Scouts of America, service to our community here, and we wish you both the best of luck. We'll be back with our final segment, Boy Scouts of America Serving the Valley, right after this here on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
On today's program, we're highlighting Boy Scouts of America, and on the series Serving the Valley, it's hard to think of a better service organization that does more for your community than Boy Scouts of America. We've talked with a father-son duo who are currently at summer camp. We've talked to a couple of Eagle Scouts, and now here in our third and final segment, we're talking with a couple members who are on staff and actively involved with the Winnebago Council. And thank you for joining us. Sure. Just share your story. Another Eagle Scout who is, you know, continually been involved with Boy Scouts. Share your story, please, Todd, and why you are still actively involved with Boy Scouts of America.
You bet. I'm a product of the program. I joined in second grade and grew up all through Cub Scouts, went through Boy Scouts. I am an Eagle Scout. Got my Eagle Scout when I was 16, and I kind of took a different path. I got into some of the older boy youth programs. You heard Paul mention Order of the Arrow. I was very involved in that. And a lot of camp staffing. Many summers from age 16 on through about 22 through college, I did a lot of camp staffing. So it kind of grows on you. It becomes a part of who you are.
Well, I'm sure it's very rewarding to see the Winnebago Council and hearing from people saying, you know, it's one of the best in the state and in the area, doing a lot of great things. And Whitney, I'm assuming you were not a Boy Scout, but you've been involved for, you know, 5 years on staff as an intern and then a full-time position. Why is it something that you love going to work every day and love really being a part of giving your time and talents to support?
I love going to work every day because every single day is different. One day I'm camping out under the stars at camp and doing some service projects, and the next day I'm sitting in the office getting a newsletter out. So my day-to-day varies, and I very much like that aspect of everything. And I really love community service, so giving my time to the Boy Scouts has been, you know, just another avenue for me to get my volunteerism out and give back to the community. And
I know Whitney's involved in numerous service organizations, but Boy Scouts near and dear to your heart, and actually camped out underneath the stars just the other night.
I did.
Well, that's great. Well, one of the things we really want to push and talk about on this show is the fall membership drive with Cub Scouts. And to become a Boy Scout, it's good to get them involved at an early age. And why is that important? If a parent's watching this or someone says, I know a kid who'd be a good Cub Scout, what's going on with your fall membership drive?
Sure. We've got a theme of Get in the Game this year. It's revolving around football, and we've actually got the 3 head coaches, football coaches from each university in Iowa. Ferentz, Farley, and Rhodes, and they're going to help us promote statewide through Iowa our Cub Scouting campaign. So I'm really excited about that. We are doing a 2-week recruitment, starts August 18th and goes until September 4th. So we'll be going into the schools, giving talks to the boys, handing out plastic footballs and team colors for the guys who join. And then we're going to have a recruitment session. It's going to be a pump, pass, and tackle. It's going to be on September 6th in the UNI Dome. And the kids are just going to get to have a lot of fun, do obstacle courses, practice passing, kicking, tackling, all that fun stuff. And then they'll also have a chance to sign up for the UNI football game, Scout Night with UNI Panthers, and that is going to be on September 27th. And they'll have a pep rally before, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It does sound like fun. I like football and I like Scouts. That's a great combination to get involved with. And Todd, maybe just talk about some other programs that people might not be aware of that are going on throughout the year.
Sure. Well, service. There's ongoing service projects, both from the youth and then at a coordinated council-wide level. So every fall we partner with the food bank, and we do a pretty substantial food drive, and that's all encompassing all the Cub Scout packs and Boy Scout troops. We are in a very exciting time right now. Our executive board the last couple of years did some strategic planning and made some difficult decisions on consolidating property. And you've heard mention of Boy Scout Camping Gowanus. The board renamed it Ingawanas Adventure Base. It's not just for Scouts. We are just at the early stages now of doing some developing out there. There's a committee with volunteers on the board, architects. We've got McGee Construction, Levi Architects. These people are on our board just like Paul Empey. They're doing the planning, and we'll be partnering with other youth organizations, Boys and Girls Club, school groups, Waverly, Cedar Falls, Waterloo colleges, both Hawkeye Community College, UNI. Just starting to build those relationships now, so we'll have a year-round campus facility on the south end that'll develop. Not just for Scouts, open to the community. We're very excited about that. Our programs are open to the community. You've heard mention of the horseback riding. We've got horseback riding. We've got mountain biking. We've got high ropes confidence course. All those programs are open to everybody. We're not selfish about it at all. We want everybody to participate. And that is a message we're just dying to get out. And people think of the Scout Camp, oh, isn't that nice? That's out there south of Waverly. That's good for those Scouts. No, it's good for everybody. We want, all are welcome.
Well, it's an
Come on out, Eric.
I plan on it. I like horses and everything that you have there. It sounds like it's such a positive thing for our community, whether it's molding the younger generations, but having that camp, a physical camp there that we can actively be involved in. And Whitney, you know, a lot of people watching the show, potentially business owners. I know there's sponsorship opportunities and ways that, you know, they can actively give of their dollars to support programs. What would you suggest, or maybe your sales pitch on why a business owner should write a check to Boy Scouts of America to support these programs, support the camp, support the good that is being done with this service organization?
Sure. Well, I would say that the reason that they would like to sponsor the Boy Scouts is because we do great things for boys growing up and in turn their adult lives in the communities that they're a part of. So I think that's our bottom line.
Okay, great. And when you look at the future, Whitney, you've seen it over the last 5 years grow, and you see it. Why are you excited about what's on the horizon for the Winnebago Council, specifically in Boy Scouts of America?
Well, I'm extremely excited about what our camp has in store. I think it's going to turn out to be a fabulous facility for all of our community members to enjoy, not just the Cedar Valley, but, you know, all of Iowa. When we get done with, you know, kind of the projects that we have in store, I think that our camp is going to be revitalized, and I'm just really excited about the potential that we have to serve our communities with.
Todd, final thoughts as we put the wraps on this program of, again, many different people watching this, whether they're children, whether they're parents, whether they're business owners, why people should give to Boy Scouts of America and understand the outstanding work that is being done here in our community.
Scouting's mission, the camp is only a tool. Where we can do the mission. We can do the mission anywhere, and that is to instill values and help young people make ethical decisions that last a lifetime. Our three main points of emphasis are character, citizenship, and fitness. And so all of this programming that goes on around that really builds those things, and the skills, the Scout Oath and Law. Use your favorite search engine, Google, whatever, look up words to live by. And the first 25 to 100 hits will all be about the Scout Oath and Law. And it's right there. Anybody who wants to join can find us at winnebagobsa.org, and come on board, join us, get in the game this fall.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for all that you do for Boy Scouts of America, specifically here in our community in the Cedar Valley. We'll keep in touch with you throughout the next several years, as it's an exciting time for you.
Thanks for having us, Eric.
Yes, thank you. And that will put a wraps on Serving the Valley with the spotlight on Boy Scouts of America. Again, all the information is out there online. Give them a call, send them an email, and find out how you can get involved with Boy Scouts of America. Thank you for joining. Remember, continue to serve our community with Serving the Valley.